Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Man, there was some hope. There was a glimmer. The demand for the Zimbabwe dollar, not out here with investors. I'm talking about in country. It started to really increase, and it was having an effect on the value of the Zimbabwe dollar. Things looked like they were going on the right track, and it doesn't take very much for things to fall off track. Now, did it get back on track? I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, how in just a short period of time, how crazy things are in Zimbabwe, especially when it comes to the currency. Before we get started, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold or silver or any other precious metals, give a consideration to our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. Let's get into why it is that Zimbabwe dollars are so frustrating sometimes. So I'd been noticing that sometime in February, something was going on with the Zimbabwe dollars. As a matter of fact, at the end of January, the demand started to increase, which is good. This is what anybody who's vested into the Zim dollar, this is what you want to hear. The demand for the currency has increased. You can see from here, February 25th, 2022, it says Zim dollar velocity drives demand of the RBZ. It says the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe says higher velocity of local currency frequency money is used to pay domestically, and the economy has stimulated demand for goods and services. The central bank chief said this had driven industrial output and economic growth, although the country had also seen a surge in inflation. It is estimated that Zimbabwe's economy grew by 7.8% in 2021, driven by a stronger aggregate demand, bumper agriculture output, and massive government infrastructure projects. Velocity of a currency is a measurement of the rate at which money is exchanged in an economy. It is the number of times money moves between entities. Central Bank Deputy Director Research, Dr. Nebson Manga, said the velocity of the local currency in Zimbabwe currently stands at 7.1, 7 to 1. That is the ratio. Dr. Manga, I think that's how you say his name. Dr. Manga said at a financial and industrial breakfast meeting arranged by Global Renaissance Investment, held in the capital yesterday. He said that the growth in the aggregate demand was a result of economic desire to nippily spend the local currency on goods and services as opposed to using the US dollar, which people choose to hold as a hedge against inflation. He was, however, quick to point out that the increase in the use of local currency in the domestic economy had driven a spike in the parallel market exchange rate. This scenario has also pushed up inflation, as local shops have continued to benchmark their price using the parallel market exchange rate. We continue to witness some increases in aggregate demand in the economy, and the increase is mainly attributed to the use of local currencies. What we have discovered is that the velocity of the local currency is very high. Part of the 7.8% that we witnessed last year is also attributed to the use of the local currency, because what is happening is that people are quick to change local currencies into either buying goods and services, and some are also buying foreign currencies. He pointed out, he noted that increased use of local currency was also prompting buying of Forex on parallel markets, which pushes the exchange rate and inflation. On the downside, we find that the conversation of local currency is causing unnecessary pressure on the demand side of the foreign currency. As a result, we have also witnessed the parallel market rate depreciating, and in the process causing a rise in price, which has passed through effect to cause inflation. They need to do something about tampering that down. They need to stop using both currencies, in my opinion. Just say this is a single currency country. No longer will we use the US dollar. Trading in it is illegal. This will cause demand for their local currency, causing the value to go up. Dr. Manga said that recently announced monetary policy's thrust was to stabilize the currency exchange rate and reduce inflation to low and sustainable levels. As RBZs, we issued the MPS, whose thrust is to stay the course of fostering price and financial system stability because, as I have indicated, the inflation has been going down from 837.5% in July to 60.7% in December. Now, that's a huge difference. That is huge. 837.5%, that was in July, that was inflation. It went all the way down to 60.7%. Now, don't get me wrong, 60.7 is still huge, but from 837, good lordy. At the event, economist Eddie Cross implored the authorities to roll out more measures to stabilize the exchange rate and lower inflation. He said this was critical to ensure predictability in the economy, stressing that if inflation levels remain high, the economy would drift towards dollarization, which you don't want, you guys. Stick to your own currencies. The question is, how do we stabilize today? How do we stabilize this situation? I said to the Minister of Finance and Economic Development, there's only one issue on your table in 2022, which is exchange rate stabilization. So there's some hope for those of you who are invested into the Zim dollar. They need to pass some white papers like Iraq did. Now, that was in February. Here we are in March, and just like that, people have lost confidence in the Zim dollar. See, just like that. It doesn't take very much. Government has all but admitted that the Zim people have lost confidence in the local currency, saying it was aware people were trooping to the black market to buy foreign currency to avoid a repeat of 2008, where hyperinflation eroded their savings. Finance Deputy Minister Clements Chadawa told Parliament on Thursday that the government was witnessing a massive switch by Zimbabweans to the black market to buy United States dollars to hedge against losses. What really is driving the black market rate? These have behavioral legacies. Issues to say, we encountered this in 2008, and we are using the US dollar as a store of value. The moment someone gets a Zimbabwe dollar, they immediately change it to the US dollar. People are saying, the moment I get money, I should convert it into US dollars because of benchmark pricing. It has filtered to pricing models in the shops where you see that the pricing model is now following the parallel market rate. As a result of that, it is now affecting the livelihoods of our people. We have said in order to cushion our people as we try to get long-term solutions, we have come up with payments that we are now giving the civil servants in US dollars. We are equally worried about the movement in the exchange rate. We have said before that the movement in the exchange rate, especially on the parallel market, is not linked to fundamentals. You look at the government expenditures, vis-a-vis the revenue that we are generating as Treasury since November 2018, we have not borrowed from the central bank. We live within our means. As a government, we are very clear in terms of where we are going. We cannot run a country without a monetary leg. The proper management of the country in terms of economic management requires both fiscal and monetary policies. But the government reintroduced the Zimbabwe dollar in June of 2019 after abolishing a multi-currency regime which had been in place since 2009. Yeah, they should abolish it. Stick to your own currency. This way it strengthens. Critics at the time accused the government of rushing to the introduction of the local unit without necessary economic reform and backing of foreign currency reserves, which is what you have to do. Take a look at what happened in Iraq. The president has been under pressure to dollarize, with teachers in particular staying away from work citing incapacitation. Civil servants are receiving $175 US against their demands for $540 US, which is what they used to earn in 2018. There is also disgruntlement in the private sector where employees are agitating for US dollar salaries. The Zimbabwe dollar is trading at $1 for every 260 Zimbabwe notes on the black market. So just like that, you can see just in February, there was a demand for the Zimbabwe dollars. And then we're barely into March, and just like that, people have lost confidence. This is the one thing about the Zimbabwe dollar that drives me crazy. Now, I personally don't have any. I'm aware of what goes on with them. It's one of the first ones I wanted to invest in, but it just seems too sketchy. Every time reform was introduced to them that they should follow, they get going on the right track and just it's over. They stop following the reforms and they don't do what is necessary to help get the currency back on track and their economy back on track. It's too frustrating. Anyways, I thought I would just share this with you. You could see the stark difference in just 1 month. Anyways, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.